people, what's up? Another episode of Channel Control. This time I am all alone. Matt is off doing stuff for Real Outreach, taking some kids to go see Avengers Infinity War, which came out this week and is doing very well, and you should go see it. And BC is off doing other things. What? I have no idea.
What's up, guys? Your boy not able to make the studio today. We got a little busy. Rob got a little busy. We're all up over the place, but don't worry. I'm sending something in. I wonder if anyone else is. Probably not, because he hates the audience.
All right, well, there you go. There was BC, and that's what he's doing. And let's get into this week's episode of Channel Control. Now, yeah, okay, we've been away for a while. The episodes are kind of spotty right now because I'm moving around. I'm having a house built. I probably mentioned that before. And, you know, I moved and I'm still trying to get this room under control that I have here. And to that fact, I'm really not watching a lot of TV right now. Everything's kind of winding down. Last things I can honestly remember watching was wrestling, Lost in Space, and Good Girls. And a couple episodes of, you know, the superhero stuff right here and there. So let's get into some of the shows two shows that ended maybe 2 weeks ago. And that is, one is Black Lightning. Black Lightning started off great to me. I know a lot of people who said the series was for trying to force a message out there, which I really didn't understand. I didn't get that at first. Later on in the series, around episode 8 through 10, or like 7 through 10, is when it started to get a bit preachy to me, and that's when I started to pull out of it. And then they kind of finished off strong. Right now, the episodes are on Netflix. If you want to go watch them there, they've got the entire series, so you can just binge watch through that whole thing. It is a good series, like it says, around the middle. The later half of it gets a little but stick with it because it finishes off great. And I'm liking that the last daughter, what's her name, Jennifer, her powers finally came out. So you've got lightning and thunder. Her sister's powers came out damn near in the freaking very first or second episode, and she wasn't a hero until a lot later on in the series. And now her sister, Jennifer, has her powers, and she thinks it's more of a curse. And some of the guys were saying, well, if I had powers, I'd be happy to have powers in this. And, you know, in that world, some people, I know it's DC, but generally, if you have powers, people fear you. And they treat you like that you should be caught and held by the government and dissected to figure out how you work. And the government dissecting heroes and stuff to see how they work is pretty much what the ending part of this series was. Again, this series ended off great to me. I liked it a lot, and we're going to move along. Next one, Legends of Tomorrow. Legends of Tomorrow is a series that I have liked from, I'd say, halfway through the first season. Wasn't too crazy about it. Two of the characters that they had on there that the series was kind of based around, Hawkgirl and Hawkman. By the end of the series, I hated them, but also by the end of the series, they left. They kept a lot of the other people. Those two were gone. They brought in new heroes, and they went through another season. Some people left, some people stayed. They switched people around, and now we have the current group we have now, and even that, by the end, some people leave. And I like the rotating roster that they have for this TV series. Rip had a very small part, even though he started out the group in the first season and was their captain and leader. As of right now, we're not even sure if he's alive anymore. So anyway, yeah, Legend Tomorrow finished off pretty strong this season. And I'm really looking forward to next season with Constantine. Now, I'm going to kick this over to BC because he's got a couple things to talk about, as far as one of them being Arrow, Krypton, and Gotham. So, BC, take it away.
Anyway, so Rob wanted me to talk about a couple different shows, one of which was Gotham. There wasn't an episode of Gotham this week. It's been an alright show. It's been off and on this season. I'm not so sure about Jeremy taking over for Jerome. That's just trading in one crappy Joker wannabe for another crappy Joker wannabe. So I don't know. They gave Batman a Batmobile, or Baby Bat a Batmobile. It's a Mustang. So anyway, since there was no episode this week, I decided I'm going to talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. instead. So, Rob, I hope that's okay. But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. this has not been one of my favorite seasons. It's actually been probably my least favorite season. It's had a lot of ups and downs. It's had some good things, but mostly negatives, if you ask me. And going into this episode tonight was a big episode for me because Infinity War just came out. And I was really wondering, is it going to connect at all? Are we going to have something? Because the way Infinity War leaves out, you would think, yeah, there needs to be some kind of connection here. So going into it, I was like, if there's not a connection, I may be done on this show because it would probably make me that mad. The connection that happened, again, this is no spoilers for Infinity War. I'm not going to get into any of that. But the connection they did do a connection. And it was not what I expected it to be. There's a line in the show, just a very simple line, where someone's speaking to Sky or Quake. And they're like, hey, been catching the news, all that stuff going on in New York? I'm assuming that means the circular spaceship that lands in New York that you see in all the trailers for Infinity War. So that's what I would assume is that's their connection. Okay, I'm cool with it. Happened kind of in the middle. Infinity War is kind of a long movie, so the effects of the end of Infinity War didn't necessarily need to take place this episode. Now, in the future, they need to do something. There needs to be some kind of connection, and maybe next week here on the show, after I watch next week's episode, we can talk a little bit more about it, because that's giving everybody a little bit more time to go watch Infinity War. So we'll have to wait and see. Other than that, this episode was actually really good, man. I did really enjoy it. This is the first episode that I can say that I watched this season, and I think it was a great episode. Had a lot of fun watching it. It was pretty cool. I don't know what's happening with Talbot. That dude, got himself some gravitonium, and he's going all in, and it's gonna be some dope stuff. Dope stuff coming. So, also, Krypton. It's okay. I'm not loving it. I'll tell you that right now. I'm definitely not loving it. It's been... I've had it on while I'm doing stuff around the house, so I haven't really been paying that much attention because it's not something I really want to sit down and watch, so I'm just kind of getting up and doing things while I'm watching it. I think everyone is good. The premise is alright. Brainiac looks really cool. I just don't feel attached to any character in the show at all. Not a single one. And that's where your issue comes in. If you cannot make me attached to somebody, I'm going to have a hard time sticking on with the show. So I'm going to give it a little bit more. Maybe finish out the season or something. But if they don't draw me in a little more, I might have to give it the cut. But who knows?
Well, I'm glad somebody likes it, because I watched one episode of Krypton and I just stopped watching it. I just couldn't do it. Now, I did try again. I started from the first episode. I watched that barely. Once it went to the second episode, I tried to pay attention to it, but I had other things to do, like watch paint dry, walk the dog again, give the dog a bath, roll the dog around in mud and give her another bath. So yeah, but he likes it. I mean, if you already started watching it and you kind of like it, you might as well finish off. Who knows? You may actually end up loving it like BC does. Or at least he likes Brainiac. So, whatever. BC?
Arrow this week. Arrow has been killing it, if you ask me. Last week's episode, since we didn't have a show last week, I did talk about it, but Rob didn't air the video. Thanks, Rob. Works really hard on that, but that's what happens when I get you things late. But last week's episode was incredible. It was all Diaz centered with Laurel Lance, and man, good Lord, Laurel was, I don't know if it was the wig or what, but damn, you can get it. How you doing? Cause she fine. But the whole episode was based on Diaz. Like, there was literally almost no Green Arrow. And it was all about Diaz and his backstory and his motivations and how he is a legit monster. And he's a well-rounded villain here. And I really enjoyed what they did with it. And going forward into this episode, it really helped too. And there wasn't a lot of Arrow in this one either. Stephen Amell had only a couple scenes in there. His scenes were very impactful when they showed up there at the end. Him getting arrested and going into court. We're going to have the trial of Arrow is going big. But I do have, as much as I love this episode, I do have a couple issues. Diaz is making enemies with his own people. Laurel is terrified of him. Let me get this straight. Black Canary, who can, or Siren, however you want to call her, who can just, scream whenever, who is allegedly sleeping with this guy, is afraid of him. Siren, who, while they're sleeping, she can just scream into his ear and kill him. I think Siren's going to need to be the downfall of Diaz. Like, it can't be Arrow at this point because that really makes no sense. If Siren doesn't just say, you know what, why am I scared of you? Bah! It makes no sense. But Diaz is also pissing off, oh God, the Russian dude. I forget his name, but the Bratva. Like, the Russian mob. You're pissing off Siren. You're pissing off the mob. It's not a good look, homie. It's not a good look. The beatdown between Diaz and Arrow was really cool. I really did enjoy that. The sounds they use, like, the sound mixing for all the punches, like they made it sound like they were laying some stuff in. So that was a cool fight scene. Really well done. So we'll see how the trial of Ollie goes going forward. I'm excited to see how Arrow comes out.
All right, so let's roll on into channel surfing. And for this one, I actually have a pretty old show, Lost in Space. Now, I watched Lost in Space when it first came out. I watched the trailer. I loved it. BC was like, so on it. Matt loved it. Matt and I were the two that were like really looking forward to it. BC was, The second trailer came out. The official trailer, well, yeah, the first one was a teaser, and the official trailer came out. Once that came out, I was head over heels for this thing. I couldn't wait for Lost in Space to start. And Lost in Space got here, and I got trapped on a planet. As far as the characters go, I liked most of the characters, and oddly enough, it was all the female characters. The mom was completely different from anything they have done with the mom before. The mom was just, in the other original series and the movie, was just a mom. She was kind of the person that, kissed the boo-boos and kept the family together, and, oh, you shouldn't think that way about your father, and blah, 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 blah. And kind of a June Cleaver, whatever. I mean, she was a mom then. This one, she literally held that family together because John was never at home. He was always off on some mission or job with military, and she raised those kids by herself. So, yay, mom. It was one point where she said she needed John to sign some paperwork, and he's like, you're finally going through a divorce, and she just kind of looked at the screen and was like, I really don't have to, because he's never there. Anyway, mom was great. I liked Penny. Penny was, in the old series, was kind of like the Jan Brady of the series. She was just the child that was there that was just annoyed by everything. Will got all the special treatment. Judy was the older sister who had the cute, hunky guy chasing after her, and she just existed. Penny in this one had some pretty good one-liners. when it came down to getting some stuff done, Penny got her shit together and got shit done. So I liked it about the character. I mean, it's not a strong like, oh yeah, Penny's the shit. She had some great one-liners, some great, some comebacks and stuff like that. But other than that, she was just, she was, like I said, she was just the Jan Braided series. Judy was Judy. Bland as hell. The only thing that I sat there and I wanted to know for the entire series was, why is she black and none of the other kids are? Was she adopted? How did this family dynamic come to be? And she is Maureen's daughter from another. I don't know if it's another husband or just a boyfriend, whatever it was, but Maureen had a child with some other guy. John came into the picture. Judy didn't even know who her father was. And John, I guess, adopted her, and bam, she's a Robinson. Good to go. Will was Will. He actually got on my nerves by the end of the series. I hope they work on him for second season. But yeah, I was not a fan of Will Robinson like I was in the original series and the movie. Don West, the pilot, awesome guy. He was great. He was nothing like the Don West of the series. He was, I mean, they technically called him a smuggler on the series, which he did because, that's how you made money in the future. And he just kind of got stuck with the Robinsons, and he had to change his whole way of thinking and getting along with people so he would fit in with everything. So, he was great. John, the robot, they're there. They were okay. I didn't hate them. The robot was a pretty big part of the story as far as getting to the end of the series. Dr. Smith had to be the greatest character on that series. Parker Posey did a great job with Dr. Smith, and her Dr. Smith is absolutely nothing like original series or the movie. They're not even close to being the same person. Parker Posey's Dr. Smith, I believe, is honestly more devious and dangerous than what we've seen from Dr. Smith before. And if you haven't watched it, go check it out. Other than that, I'm looking forward to season 2. So let's see what BC has been watching for his channel control.
All right, channel surfing. What did I watch this week? Well, it's obvious what I watched. No, not the greatest Royal Rumble, which I did watch, but, that's not what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about something else that I haven't got to talk about because it was on video for last week's show. We didn't have last week's show. It was really cool. I switched out, shirt like randomly changed into a Jersey Shore shirt, which I don't have. It's in the laundry, so I can't do it this week. But Jersey Shore Family Vacation, I'm fully caught up. I love this. The guys are back. It's so much fun to have them all hanging out. Everything's changed, but nothing has changed. Like, they're all grown up, and they're talking about how they need to be more mature, yet at the same time, they're doing some stupid stuff. And they're fighting, and they're crying, and they're getting way overly drunk, and it's hilarious. Ronnie is my dude. That's my dude. Like, he's drunk as hell. He's making mistakes. He's got his girl, but he's still making it. He's just... I love Ronnie. Still love me some Ron juice, too. That's a good drink. If you haven't had Ron juice, you need to have some Ron juice. It's great. Pauly D out there being Pauly D positivity. It's so much fun. Vinny's like some kind of vegan or something. He's tiny and scrawny and weird. But these guys... It's so fun to see them all together again. Rewatching Jersey Shore leading up to Family Vacation really reminded me how much I truly love this show. It might be one of my all-time favorite shows. So I'm loving the everything, the situation, having to deal with, possibly going to jail, and he's just staying out of the drama. Like, he's just kind of there, eating in the background, like looking at all the drama. It's a brand new situation, and it's working really well. Love the show. Love Sammy. Sammy. If y'all watching Jersey Shore, y'all know what I'm talking about with Sammy. It's hilarious. The girls that are showing up and puking all over the place, the French girl, it's been such a fun series. I'm loving this. I cannot wait for more Jersey Shore Family Vacation, and I'm so excited it's been renewed for a second season. This is going to be super dope. More Jersey, mo better. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get up out of here. Rob's going to get the rest of this for you guys. Hope you guys are enjoying this episode of Channel Control. Don't forget to check out It Is What It Is every single Thursday on Cinelinks.com. Follow me on all social media at RealJackSBC, RealJackAssBC. Until next time, it is what it is.
All right, and check out Matt, who is not here. No one's here. But Matt does UGF, United Gaming Federation, and I honestly don't know what game we are playing this time around. I've heard Pocket Tournament, Injustice 2. I honestly don't know. I have no idea. Whatever we play, we'll play, and he will let you know. And if you need to ask him what the hell we're going to play, you can contact him at Move the Joystick on Twitter or Instagram. Channel Control TV. You can reach us on Twitter at Channel Control. Instagram, which I barely ever use, but you know, when I do, hey, go give a picture a like or whatever I put up there. And that is Channel Control TV on Instagram. And of course, this channel here that you're watching, which is Channel Control TV, well, youtube.com, Channel Control TV. Hopefully we'll have all the guys here next week so we can have a bigger and better show for you. And see you later, folks.